Welcome to She Sells Radio. Oh my goodness. We are close to honing in on the completion of our series on prosperity laws. I hope you've enjoyed this. October it's my birthday month. It's like my favorite time of year. There's so much magic in the air around this time of year. And by the way, whenever you're listening to this, there's always magic in the air, right? But it's been really fun to hone in on this topic that I personally am so passionate about and that I love speaking to on the podcast this month. So, what I wanted to do here in kind of this last segment, talking about these laws, is expand beyond the ones that are specific to prosperity and expand into some more general universal laws, but that like everything is related. And that's actually the theme of today's everything is related. When you know how these laws work, it's still going to be something that helps you up level your prosperity. It's still going to be things you can implement to achieve your goals. And so today, what we're talking about is this law of oneness. Now, I don't know about you, but I used to feel so much separation between myself and my vision, between myself and my goals. And I'm so curious if you can relate to this. I remember I couldn't even put words to it because it was so my norm, but it was this experience that I had of feeling like I was here and the goal that I had, the vision I had, the clients I desired to work with, the amount of money I wanted, like it was here. It was, if you're listening to the audio and not watching the YouTube of this, like it was distant in the future. And I also felt a real sense of disconnection between so many things in my life, between not only myself and my goals, but myself and my body, myself and the things I was doing and how they impacted other people. And it was just this phase of my life where ego was so in control. And I hadn't really been on this journey of learning some of the deeper truths of life yet. And so the law of oneness is, in essence, it says that beyond our senses, everything is connected. So every thought, every action, every event is connected to anything and everything else. And so if you follow at all Joe Dispenza, he talks about the illusion of separation. He's not the only one who talks about it. It's just kind of what came to mind today as I was preparing for this, that separation is really an illusion. And it's a very real feeling illusion in our reality, the way that it's structured. And it's kind of this game that we play in 3D reality of I'm separate from from myself and my goals. So we have to go somewhere to achieve our goals. We've got to do something. We've got to fight. We've got to compete. We've got to outsmart someone else. And it's really this illusion that we operate under in the 3D. I got to tell you, I'm talking about stuff that I never really thought I would talk about publicly on a on a podcast. So this is fun because it expands me as well as I talk about it. And so this is the power of meditation, and this is the power of studying quantum physics, and this is the power of you furthering your understanding of how things work beyond our senses, because our senses will fool us in many ways that what we want is separate from us. And in fact, it's really not. And when you get this, that you're connected to everything and that separation is an illusion, it's kind of like the butterfly effect, right? That one little action has this ripple effect and affects everything. It's a different approach that you will take to your career, to your sales goals, to your life goals. And so what I wanted to talk about today is how do you specifically use this for sales, for wealth, for prosperity? And I think one of the core things is just practicing reducing that feeling of separation between yourself and your goal. And I think the best way to do this is through meditation. That's really the only and best way that I've found to again, you've got to cut off the senses, because the senses will tell you that there's separation. So if we want to get beyond separation, we've got to get beyond the senses. So going into that morning meditation, and I've been doing this at the encouragement of one of my mentors, and it has made a big difference of first thing in the morning, like literally as soon as I wake up, before coffee, before journaling, before reading, going into meditation. And it is much easier to turn off the analytical brain then, because it's just not revved up enough yet. So you can go way deeper, way faster. So I've been doing that. I've gone back and forth, and then I got back into my some old habits of like, oh, I want to wake up and have my coffee first thing. And honestly, this is so much more powerful. Like I'm so committed to doing it this way now. And going into that meditation and connecting with the vision as if it was already done. And I'm not going to do a whole deep dive into this in the podcast today. I've talked about this on a lot of other shows, and there's a lot of other resources to help you with the true, like the quantum physics behind how this works. But when you cut off the senses and you connect with that clear intention, that clear thought of what are you looking to create, as well as an elevated emotion that's in alignment with what you're going to feel when that future happens, we change our electromagnetic signature. And so that's kind of the science behind the law of attraction and behind what we draw in from there. Now, the key is it can't just be during your meditation. You've got to hold it as much as you can and as long as you can throughout the day, feeling like what you want is already done. But this is the key. I actually have a Post-it note I'm looking at on my computer right now. I've got this whole line of sticky notes of little reminders for myself. And one of them says, everything you want is already here. You just have to line up with it. So everything you want is already here. You just have to line up with it. If you thought about it that way, that you were already connected to everything that you want, whether it's the house that you want, even if it feels like a dream house right now, that multi-million-dollar dream house that's on your vision board, guess what? You're already connected to it. That beautiful business that you want to build and launch, guess what? You're already connected to it. You're already connected to the clients that are going to be in that business, even if you haven't launched the business yet. This is something I remind myself of, like, unless we're selling to newborns, which, you're still selling to the parents, your clients don't need to be born. Like, they're already here. Your clients for today, they don't need to be born. They are already here. And so when we can remember that and remember that it's not about creating something out of nothing, it's about connecting with what's already there and lining up with what's already there, we reduce that separation between ourselves and our goal. And then in that meditation time, that's the time to really go deep and crystallize, what is the vision? What is that like? And I realized today, so I've gotten so much clarity, like even just in the past week, on what's next for me. And there was a period of time this year when I was, I think, building what I thought I was supposed to build rather than what I really wanted to build. And I found that what I really want to build is more streamlined, more elegant, more time-saving, more simple, yet it's going to fulfill all the buckets for me of what I really desire, which is, of course, abundance in my life, and also abundance in all areas, like abundance financially, as well as abundance of time. Because just the more and more I go on my mom adventure, the more I just want more time with my little guy. And then, spoiler alert, if you're not following me on social, we're pregnant with our second. I'll do an episode. I think it will come out tomorrow if you're listening to this in real time, about our journey. But we're welcoming a second little one into our family this spring, late this winter, early spring. And I just want that time. Like, I want that time with them. And so I've gotten so much clarity on that. And I've gotten clarity on, okay, what's it going to take financially to live the life that I really want to live? Sometimes we do that calculation and it's less than what we thought. I did that calculation and it was about what I thought, but the part that I had to line up with, that I got to line up with, was seeing myself as someone at that level now, like allowing that in now, because I could conceptualize it, 5 years down the road, but being okay with this is actually what I require now. That I did have some limiting beliefs pop up about that. So I've been working through that. And then as I went into meditation this morning on that vision of seeing the financial level I want, while also the time abundance I want, I realized that there's parts of the vision that I still needed to clarify. There were parts that I needed to connect with more. And so it's not always like a home run when you go in to connect with what you want in that morning time. This is part of the process. It's crystallizing what you want. It's clarifying what you want. It's honing in on the vision. And as we do that, that's how it grows. That's how it starts to happen in your life. And so don't make yourself wrong for it if that's where you are. Like there's this part of every up level that we go through where it feels kind of vague and nebulous, right? What we're creating. And I realized there's a part of me that wasn't like super emotionally connected with it yet. It doesn't mean it's not meant for me. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means I get to move deeper into oneness with that vision. And that's just a matter of doing the work, showing up, connecting with it, clarifying the vision, and then just allowing that process to unfold. And this is a general rule of thumb about when do things actually happen in our lives? Like when does it move from a vision to our physical 3D reality? It's when it feels natural to you. When it feels like it's already happened, that's generally when it happens. Like when you don't feel that separation from it. And so that can take some practice, that can take some refining, especially if it's something bigger than what you've done before, or something newer. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just part of the process. But the other piece that I really got today as I was thinking about this more while I was getting ready is, I'm very clear on the how of my vision right now. And it could totally happen a different way. I'm very open up, but I'm very clear on the how. I know the numbers. And what I thought about though this morning in the showers, I was thinking about this was like, I'm excited for the journey too. Of course, life at that level is exciting and I know it's going to happen, but I'm also really excited for the journey and for the process of connecting with those clients and enrolling those women and serving at that level and what it's going to take for me and how I'm going to get to grow. And it was this kind of fun, like I'm looking forward to it and I'm excited for the journey because that's really what it is. So this is, before I go off on too much of a tangent, this is the law of oneness. What you want is already here. You're already connected to it. Your clients are already here. The opportunities are already here. Your job is to connect with that vision and that intention and that desire as if it was already done, practicing again and again and again, that feeling of oneness with it, that emotional bond. And as you do that again and again, you will have inspired ideas show up. You will have inspired actions show up. You will have synchronicities show up. And you will literally see it moving into form before your eyes. You don't control the time frame. You don't control the how. Those aren't your jobs. Your job is just to feel one with what you desire. So this is a really fun one. And I hope it spoke to you. So I'm at Elise Archer on all social. You can connect with me there. Also, oh my goodness, before I forget, when is this coming out? Yes, there will be time when this comes out. Okay. Our Sedona retreat is open for ticket sales. I'm so excited. If you want to come get in the room with me and the most amazing other group of women, we are meeting in January in Sedona, elisearcher.com/Sedona. You can go learn all about the retreat. We have early bird ticket pricing good through October 31st. So you get about $500 off your ticket, whatever ticket option you choose up until then. It is pure magic. That is what I will say. The event is pure magic. You don't have to be at any certain level in your business. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. It's open. You just need to be a woman who's ready for more and ready to map out the most epic, incredible 2023 for yourself possible, and who's really ready to say yes to that. So elisearcher.com/Sedona. You can go grab your early bird ticket for the retreat. I would love to be with you in the room, January 17th through 19th in Sedona. And I think that's it for today. So again, I will speak to the pregnancy on another episode coming up soon. If you're like, whoa, I didn't know that. We're so excited. And yeah, I am excited to hopefully see you in Sedona very soon. So stay tuned for your next episode of She Sells Radio, sending lots of love, and I'll see you on our next